Nadine Dorries has always been quite a controversial figure in Conservative politics. Back in the 2010 coalition government, I think it was around 2012, she described David Cameron and George Osborne as being two posh boys who didn't know the price of milk. She was suspended from the Conservative whip for going on "I'm a celebrity, get me out of here" later that year. She's one of those figures who's always excited attention. She entered government under Boris Johnson as Culture Secretary, and she has been one of his most consistent fans, I think it's fair to say. She's now writing a book about the coup against Boris Johnson, as she describes it. She has also announced that she's stepping down as a Conservative MP, but what she hasn't done is formally quit. You have to be appointed to these almost fictional posts that allow you to stop being an MP if you're going to leave out with a general election. She hasn't done that yet. She hasn't actually voted in the House of Commons since April. She hasn't spoken in the House of Commons since last year, and her constituents, local councils, local campaigners have been increasingly complaining about what they feel is a lack of representation for their local area. Now, today we had John Glenn, Minister in Rishi Sunak's government, Treasury Minister, saying that she should get on with it and quit to allow her constituents to get proper representation. So Nadine Dorries resigned in protest in part because she wasn't given a peerage. So she had been expecting to become a member of the House of Lords in Boris Johnson's resignation honours. She claims that she was blocked from this, that it was an operation by Rishi Sunak, that Boris Johnson had promised this to her, and that others militated against it. There have been all sorts of claims and counterclaims since that, but she quit on the same day as, or announced she was quitting on the same day as Boris Johnson and Nigel Adams, another die-hard Boris supporter. Nadine Dorries has given a variety of reasons for why she hasn't formally quit. One of them has been that she legally needs to stay in the House of Commons if she's going to pursue inquiries about why, as she sees it, her peerage was blocked. She did ask for all the correspondence within government relating to this. It's actually not possible to get that. But she continues to say that it is her intention to quit. In the meantime, the Conservative Party and Labour have been getting on with trying to have a by-election campaign without an actual by-election. Dorries is being accused of being missing in action by a lot of her colleagues, and she has obviously a very high-profile media and writing career that she's become more focused on as she starts to look to life outside of Parliament, and that has meant that she has been accused of not doing her job in the House of Commons for her constituents. So her local party, some of the local campaigners, local politicians have been saying that she has really let them down for not quitting. I think it's hard to see how Rishi Sunak would give Nadine Dorries a peerage, particularly given all of the bad blood that's passed between the two of them over the past few weeks. And this has been a subject of some debate amongst Conservative MPs, some of whom say that Rishi Sunak should have just said to Nadine Dorries, look, I will give you a peerage in a subsequent honours list. You know, we haven't been able to get you through on this one, but don't worry, hold tight. The problem is that Rishi Sunak clearly doesn't think she deserves a peerage, and so it's highly unlikely that she'll get one from him. Nadine Dorries is still very, very loyal to Boris Johnson. She feels as though the Conservative Party is losing its way, having turfed him out of high office, and that it will actually pay for that at the next general election. So Nadine Dorries has recently revealed that she is writing a book which exposes the political assassination of Boris Johnson, and she's got behind-the-scenes interviews with loads of key players around the time that Boris Johnson left office, and she says it's going to be a book that is really going to reveal a great deal that we don't know about how Boris Johnson left.